obviously at the light of Islam's performance a couple of days ago, a lot of people have been comparing him to his teammate and friend Khabib. So obviously Khabib and Islam have been trained by the same person, which was Khabib's father. And if you look at Islam's style, he does incorporate elements of Khabib's style. So there is like the Dagestani handcuffs, there is like just the general physicality of how he actually fights. But I feel like he is in essence a different fighter than Khabib. If you look at it, Khabib fights with a certain Khabib is a pressure fight. He's a relentless pressure fight that comes at you, and he literally never stops. But with Islam Makhachev, I feel like Islam Makhachev is more circumspect with his talent. He doesn't just come at you. He tries to set things up, and he does seem to incorporate more leg kicks than Khabib does. If you look at his style, his ability to actually kick is quite impressive. Like if you look at Khabib did used to throw kicks, but it wasn't as, he didn't used to throw it as much as Islam does. So I don't know whether Islam definitely has his own style. So he is like Khabib in terms of, like, obviously they've been trained by the same person, so they've got certain elements of the game which is very similar, like their wrestling and such. But if you actually look at their style, they're in essence different types of fighters. Like they do similar things, but they're different fighters. I think Islam Makhachev is he's less focused on pressure. He still pressures, but he's less focused on pressure, and he's more focused on literally trying to break you apart circumspectly by like throwing punches from different angles and kicking and all of that sort of stuff. While like with Islam, Islam is more focused on breaking you down technically. When it comes to their ground control, the differences between them is mainly their ground control, the way they carry themselves when they're on the ground. But when it comes to actually fighting, in terms of literally in their stand-up is literally not worlds apart, but it's different. Islam Makhachev tries to break it down. He does break it down with pressure, but he doesn't pressure you as relentlessly as a Khabib does. Khabib likes to pressure you very relentlessly. He literally never stops. But with Islam Makhachev, it's a little different. He doesn't try to do it with as much pressure. So yeah, that's my opinion on both of their styles and the way they carry themselves. In terms of their personality, I feel like Khabib is just naturally more charismatic than Islam Makhachev is. He does tend to show more personality. Islam Makhachev does have his own personality, but obviously he's just barely learned English, and he's not as interesting to actually see in terms of the way he carries himself. So yeah, that's my opinion on both of them. Tell me your opinion. What do you think about them? Do you think do you think Islam is going to surpass Khabib in his career, or do you think it's just not likely to happen? Do you think Khabib has set a legacy that's just not going to be surpassed? I think it's possible that it could happen. Khabib obviously retired at the top, but he didn't do as much in his career as I think he could have done. I think he could have went on to do more great things. I think he could have went up to welterweight and fought the likes of Usman and fought these other great fighters. And if he would have done that, I think his career would have been on a whole nother level. I think he legitimately, like, people are saying he's the GOAT now, but I think if he would have beaten Kamaru Usman and wiped out the welterweight division, then I think it would have been literally there was no argument for it. I think he would have been seen as the most dominant MMA fighter ever, and probably one of the greatest fighters ever. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think Islam Makhachev, if he just wants to keep going, he could become much better. Than he could potentially surpass Khabib's legacy. But obviously he's got a long way to go before he's even considered to be an equal to Khabib in terms of his accomplishments. So yeah, that's my opinion in terms of their style and the way they carry themselves. And who I think is better. I actually do prefer Khabib to Islam Makhachev, but I think Islam Makhachev does have certain qualities that I do like in terms of his stand-up game and also his kicks and the way he's more technical, and also I just like the way he carries himself as well. So yeah, that's my opinion. So tell me your opinion, like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.